there's so many things that are happening that I just think that people need to open their eyes and see that this is a huge opportunity to restructure your business and also make some money and prepare yourself pretty much for the rest of your life.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Financially Lit podcast. I got a very special guest with us today. Today I'm joined by none other than the infamous DJ Dario to give us a little bit of testimony about what iCoVest because iCare means to him, why he joined the movement, opened an IDA in the first place, and a little bit about what we're doing at OUMedia. So without further ado, Dario, welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. I'm excited to be on. I know we've been working on a lot of cool things. So, iCoVest because I care is pretty much in that phrase, iCoVest because I actually care, man. I know there's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and a lot of change is coming, which is why, I feel like I was awakened. I opened up my eyes to see that there was a lot happening in the planet right now, and because there's a lot of changes happening, we have to change as well. And I was fortunate to meet up with you and me, hang out. I've been around chaos forever, so meet you through chaos and build a relationship with us. And I was able to learn about the iCoVest.Academy, what it actually means to CoVest, and being able to take some of my wealth and store that in a very safe way. So I'm very excited because I know what's about to happen, and thanks to you guys, I've been educated more. And it's like almost like I was like waking up, and then you guys were just that cup of coffee that I needed to get me going. So
Right, yeah, it's interesting because what you were doing before, obviously everybody knows, one of the hottest DJs in town. And now that we got the coronavirus and pandemic lockdown kind of situation, we just had gyms and bars closed again, because of everything that's going on. So it's interesting to see how business owners and markets shift and react. And I'm really excited to work with you because you're forward thinking. You immediately are like, hey, we're going to take a hit because of what's going on. So what can I do to shift my business, to learn something, to grow in an area so that we can still win given the new landscape? So I think that how we're trying to bring things on a toll-free roads and how we're trying to go from a print company to a full-fledged advertising firm is interesting. I think it's a good time period to try to make that transition, and learning how to do that while operating with a trust, like we're trying to bring in revenue this way, is beneficial for any business owner, right? Regardless of what business you have. We're using business as a means of acquiring real estate. So do you want to speak about that?
Yeah, man. I mean, so obviously we're going through a lot of big changes in the nightlife scene. Unfortunately, we just don't know what's going to happen. And obviously, they said that by the end of the month that we might be able to reopen. And clearly, the governor went on and said yesterday that he's going to continue to hold off on opening bars and gyms. Bars being the nightlife club scene. And obviously I can't get back to work. So because of that, we already kind of knew that was going to happen. And and this is something I've been preaching on my social media to all my friends and people that I know. I'm like, you need to restructure and change the way you do business. If not, you will not be able to survive this. And it's already happening to a lot of people, a lot of restaurants. Some bars and nightclubs have already closed because they can't, their overhead is so high. The margin in the nightlife and hospitality business is so low already that even a month of just being off can literally take out of business. I've experienced that firsthand myself. So with that previous experience and knowing what's going to happen, like with OUMedia, we knew that we had to make a change and go from being just a printing and design business and go into doing something that I've already been doing for the last 13 years from my other businesses and also for the nightclubs, and take all those resources and all that knowledge that I've had for marketing and now start to do that, not just printing merchandise for companies or designing their websites or the graphics or the flyers, but now also running their marketing. And now, basically turning OUMedia to like an external marketing department for these different businesses. So taking all the knowledge I've been able to gain over the last 13 years, plus all the resources, and now using that and taking OUMedia to the next level. So I'm definitely excited. I'm very nervous because Now it's one thing to market your own businesses and push your own brands, but now people are putting money in your pocket to, and depending on you, based off our credibility, to bring them business. You know what I mean? And that's a big responsibility. But I know, we're very talented here with me, you and Chaos. So I know it's going to be a very successful company. And then right now we're just trying to get everything ready and you know take the knowledge that we have of what's happening and incorporate that into our new structure.
Right, and it makes a lot of sense. And I'm glad that you brought that up and you hit on those points because we're taking it to the next level. We're combining two things together that creates this final product. And
Right.
it's everything that you just said and all your experience you bring to the table and making this now an advertising firm where we can go hunt for new clients, we get corporate clients, we can do a bunch of different custom packages. But there's a bunch of advertising firms out there already, right? There's a lot of different competition in the market. So what sets us apart from everybody else is not only can we be that advertising firm that does everything in-house for them, and then we can put together awesome campaigns, budget, drip campaign, whatever it is, we can also take that revenue creation and we can bring it onto a toll-free road. We can actually help them from the financial aspect of it. So whatever advertising firm they were using before, they definitely have to pay tax because they're in the commercial jurisdiction, right? So just off the bat, we would be able to beat, from a financial standpoint, any other advertising firm out there that we could be on par quality-wise with that work that they do because we simply are on a toll-free road by the medium of exchange we use, by the way that we set the company up from a trust standpoint. And it's powerful because not only can they then save money on the tax side, and we can put a good campaign together with obviously a good ROI built into it, but in addition to that ROI, just saving on that tax is just going to take that ROI through the roof. So whenever we are coming up against a competitor, for example, that's going to be the kicker. And I don't know of any advertising firm today that not only does your advertising, but also helps you save in other aspects of your business to help you take that revenue, put it back into the business and exponentiate your company in different ways. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think I've ever heard of any marketing company take you past the marketing and just bringing you customers. I mean, we're taking this to a whole nother level. So the value that we offer is just like 10 times, 104 times better than anyone else, because we're basically showing people how to run their business on a toll-free road, which means not having to pay taxes legally. And on top of that, showing them how to restructure their businesses so that they are protected. And the best thing about it, tying it all together, is that we're actually doing this within ourselves. So it's not something that we're like, oh, like we're just trying to market your business, never have done it for ourselves. We've actually done this for the last 13 years for our very own businesses. So we understand the importance of every single dollar. And on top of that, we're restructuring our own business as well so that, how can you, it's like me trying to tell someone to go hit the gym and showing them how to work out without ever working out myself.
Right.
So it's the same concept here. Like we're basically restructuring and doing all of this for ourselves, and we've been doing it, and now we can go and do it for other people. So.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. And like we were saying earlier, we're taking a page out of the wealthy, the elite playbook, whether it's the Rothschild, the Rockefeller, or whatever playbook you can find. There's a lot of wealth creation strategies that you just Google their playbooks. And we're taking a aspect and we're moving on to this toll-free road. And that aspect is the accumulation of appreciative assets. Real estate in this standpoint. What the wealthy do is they create businesses so that they can create, revenue, a profit, income, some sort of cash flow. And that cash flow, they use it to acquire real estate that's going to, cash flow for them or some appreciative asset of some sort. And when we make that shift of we're not going to be small business owners, we're going to actually scale our business with a system in place so that we can get to a big business level, 500 employees or more, for example, in that B quad. But in addition to that, we're going to take our cash flow generation and use it to syndicate real estate acquisition, which is huge. We can do that on a toll-free road. And that's the other value add. Whenever not only are we able to take your advertising, no loss of quality, but you have your good ROI, And on top of that, we're going to show you how to automate the accumulation of appreciative assets on a completely toll-free road that's mandatorily accepted from the tax code.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a triple threat. There's nobody doing this. And even if they wanted to try to do it, they technically couldn't do it because we have a sovereign ecclesiastical trust that's mandatorily accepted from the tax code, and you don't just get those when you apply for them. Trust has been around a long time. So we have this unique opportunity that we get to bring to the people, and we're just really excited about it.
Yeah, and then the coolest thing about it is that, you know, after being in so many conversations and meetings with everybody, is that it's like a system. Like, this has literally been thought about down to the last little detail, as far as, like, you know, what kind of properties we want to acquire and what people we want to target and all those different things. So it's something that's like very, very specifically planned out, right? You know, the baby boomers, that's something that, you know, that's a huge, what's the word I'm looking for? Financial transition, or transition of wealth that's about to happen. So that money has to go somewhere. And, you know, we're on top of that. We understand exactly what's happening. Again,
that's that law of demographic inevitability.
Yep.
Like, these baby boomers, as they age, their needs change, right? And as a smart person that sees that, okay, all these people have to age, and as you age, your needs change in life. So if we set up businesses just outside that curve, so when they become that age, they're ready to do business with us because we have their needs in play, that's big time, right? So we're capitalizing on that for the baby boomer generation. Obviously, we see that everybody's 65 or older. For the next 7 years, every 7 seconds, another baby boomer turns 65. That's retirement. And what do you do at retirement? You downsize, right? They're trying to live off a limited means of retirement income or fixed income to live out the rest of their life in most cases. So we can help them. We have syndications for assisted livings. We have syndications for multi-use real estate. Like, we were talking about the syndication of these appreciative assets. What we're looking to do ultimately is acquire 250 units of multi-use, mixed-use real estate, where we have residential on top and commercial on the bottom. We'll put a bunch of baby boomers in the residential and then have businesses directed for the things that they need in life at the bottom. You know, like assisted living.
Genius idea.
iCoVest market, you know, anything that they need is going to be right there. So that's the dream. I mean, how do we get there? We use our business to create cash flow, syndicate it with other people, and then go acquire it, right?
Yeah, man. And it's kind of I guess if you've never really been in this scene or this industry, it's kind of a hard concept to grasp. But you know, because I've explained it to many people exactly what's going on. They're just like, it's just kind of like over their head, because they've been programmed to think a certain way for their entire life, and they just like, well, that's not possible. It's not going to happen. Well, when did you think that there was going to be a world pandemic and the entire country or the entire planet was going to shut down? You never thought that was going to happen, but it happened. Right? You know, we're telling you that the value of the U.S. dollar is literally going to go down to 10%. Never thought you never thought that was going to happen. It's happening right now as we speak. There's a reason why there's being so much money printed. You know, there's so many things that are happening that I just think that people need to open their eyes and see that this is a huge opportunity to restructure your business and also make some money and prepare yourself pretty much for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's a paradigm shift, right? Yeah. Most people, like you're saying, they've been conditioned their entire life to be employees. There's no two ways about it, right? The school system, up to even getting an associate's, a bachelor's, even a master's degree, you're most likely getting those degrees to get a higher salary somewhere at a corporation, right? You're going to be an employee. Nobody really teaches this paradigm shift of, we don't need to trade time for dollars to get our cash flow. We can just acquire assets that cash flow, and that cash flow will pay us, so we can do what we want with our time. Right. That's a big difference. And there's a lot of rules in the commercial jurisdiction that doesn't allow people like me and you that aren't accredited investors yet to play that game, because, you know, we don't have $1 million yet in assets. We don't make $250,000 a year provable on our taxes for 2 years in a row. So we're not accredited. And because of that, we can't put our money in places that allow us to kind of syndicate with other people, other accredited investors. That's why the wealthy keep getting wealthier. They get to play games together where, you know, the rules keep everybody else out. So when we transition under this sovereign ecclesiastical trust, this jurisdiction has been hiding in plain sight the whole time. It's a parallel to the commercial, and that's that paradigm shift. You know, being an entrepreneur was there the whole time too. It's just hiding in plain sight. You were being an employee. You could have been an entrepreneur the whole time. It's kind of the same thing. You just need to open your eyes to this new jurisdiction, learn the rules of it, how to lawfully and legally operate within it, and then we're off to the races, guys. Let's start getting some assets and freeing each other.
You know what the good thing is that over the last couple of months, I'm starting to see people really open their eyes. More people are posting certain things, and they're listening, and they're kind of starting to figure out things on their own. I guess they're being awoken, which is a beautiful thing. But there's so much more than what these people think. That there's a lot more than what you think is happening right now, and you need to research and study, ask questions, hit up me, hit up Nick, whoever you might know that's in the iCoVest.Academy, and get some answers, because you don't take advantage of it right now. I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate, but you're gonna miss out, and it sucks to say that, because I personally don't want people to miss out on this. Like, what is it? How does it benefit for us to be here a year from now being like, well, I told you so, you should have done it. We get nothing out of that.
Right.
No,
right.
Listen now. Like, ask the questions now. Open your eyes to what's happening and jump on it.
Right. And the sooner the better, because like, I'll just be transparent with everybody. It's 21 points, 21 ounces of physical silver to open an IVA account, right? So that is dependent on whatever silver's trading at, whatever its valuable is. And we know silver's been appreciating. And I can show you just a little bit of proof in the IVA account. 21 ounces of silver, when I opened my IVA account over 2.5 years ago, it cost me about $460. And that was 21 coins. I just opened an IVA account yesterday for some of our friends. You know that. And when I opened it last night, it cost $758.
Oh,
for the same 21 coins, because of the appreciation of silver. And it's
you know the crazy part is that you helped me open mine up like 3 or 4 months ago, and I paid $525.
That's right. It's
so
been,
in a matter of months.
It's been steadily appreciating. And there's a lot of reasons why. A lot of precious metal experts agree that silver is highly undervalued. I mean, it's 9-to-1 of the production in gold. But even those things aside, we see what's happening as silver just holds its value in proportion to the fiat currency, right? If you have cash money in the bank and it devalues to 90% of its purchasing power, gone, that's only 10% left, because our government keeps printing money out of thin air with these stimulus packages, and it just steals the value of the wealth in your savings when they, print money irrespective of market demand. So as your purchasing power goes down, that means silver looks like it's appreciating, when in all reality, it's just holding its value in versus what your devaluation looks like. So what you could do is just simply stop saving in that volatile fiat cash money Federal Reserve market. Instead, take your cash, put it into an IVA account, secure it with silver. Now, silver is going to hold its value. It's going to protect the value of your wealth. At the same time, as silver goes up and up and up in price, it feels like it's appreciating. So why does it cost $26, $27 an ounce for one piece of silver right now, when it used to cost $15 an ounce? Did silver get intrinsically more valuable? Not really. Your money isn't worth as much anymore. Silver costs the same. It used to take 15 of your dollars to buy it. Now it costs 26. Why? Because your dollars aren't worth as much anymore.
Yeah, it's happening.
Literally,
it's happening.
Yes, it's happening. So
I need to hurry, man, because I'm rolling over my Roth IRA, as you know, and there's just to be completely transparent, there's about $11,000 in there that I need to hurry up and get it before it goes up even further.
Right, brother. Right.
So it's a process. It's been a process. It's been about 3 to 4 weeks to take the money from the Roth IRA and roll it over into the interest account, and then transfer it over to the iCoVest.Academy and get my silver. But I'm trying to hurry up and get that done as soon as possible, because I know that silver is going to keep going up.
Right. And as you do that, as you roll that over, 2 things, right? One, You don't have to ever take possession of that silver. If people are like, wait, 401k, IRA, hold on, like there's prepayment penalties, tax, like I don't need to do that. Like, no, you don't have to take possession of it. You just roll it over into a company called Entrust. That's a trust. And then that trust communicates with our trust. And that's lawful, that's legal, and you don't have any prepayment penalties.
And I don't have to pay. The cool thing about it, there was a processing fee with like $90, which is nothing. But But there was no, I wasn't taxed on it, and nothing. It literally,
yeah, it's amazing. And then now, instead of, because what you were doing was with your, for example, a 401k or an IRA, you're saving for your future, right, for your retirement, in a tax deferred vehicle. So that's exactly what you're doing with an IDA. You're saving for your future, and not tax deferred, mandatorily tax accepted. Anything that goes in there is 100% accepted from the tax code. So you're protecting it, it's appreciating. You can leverage it in the future to, do things that you need in life, or whatever you need to do in life, whether it's kids going to college, home repairs, getting a car. But what we recommend is leveraging it to acquire assets and cash flow for you. And it's major key is that, say you had 100,000 and you rolled it over. Okay, you got 100,000 in your IDA. You don't have to put the whole 100,000 towards a CPO or a syndication. You put whatever, a little bit that you want and feel comfortable with your DNA for your goals, and it starts remitting. And that's just the way it is.
It's a beautiful setup, man. I'm excited. I can't wait to get that in there so we can start, get some more people on board, and we can start striking on some of these properties, man.
Yeah, brother, me too. On that note, we have about 1.5, almost 2 million syndicated right now. We're on a $5 million goal. Once we hit that $5 million mark, we're going to strike on something. We're looking to strike midway through 2021.
And it's like almost happening like it's happening so fast, like exponentially, because more people are jumping on board and they're spreading the word and they're bringing more people and so on and so forth. So it's going to happen super quick. So people out there, if you're watching this, you have to hurry up, make a move now before you lose your wealth.
Yeah, I agree. So. And it's going to be amazing because once we have that first one and we acquire it, it's starting to cash flow, it creates a net operating income. And we use that net operating income to qualify for the next property, second. And that second one is going to be big time because, all the people that are hesitant or skeptical, we have the early adopters that are in with us right now, forward-thinking visionaries who are in with us right now. They see that this is real, they're awake, and they want to be part of that first one. Well, once we have that first one and this is real, it's cash flowing, everybody else who is looking in like, I don't know, is that going to work? Oh my God, they did it, it works. Now they're going to jump in a lot faster. Now we're going to blow up and scale at a rate that, other companies better watch out.
But they're not going to be able to benefit as much as the people that jumped on first. So
fact. That's a fact.
Need to hurry up.
Yeah, because silver's appreciating, so it's going to cost you more to start, and it's up to you. Let's get it, guys.
Yeah, I mean, everything I can, man, from, like I said, some money that I had before to my Roth IRA, plus some other funds that are coming in here pretty soon. It's all going to go into silver, man.
Yep. You can protect the equity in your house. You can protect any fiat vehicle that you have. We've been learning a lot of different things about the stock market and its volatility, and we can do a whole nother video on that. But a grand scheme kind of thing is, if you have money stored in fiat vehicles, watch out. It's going to devalue. Protect the value of that wealth. Put it in an IVA account, and let's get freeing each other.
Sounds good, man. I'm with it. iCoVest because I care.